Hello friends, welcome to Study Algorithms. And today we would be looking at divide and conquer algorithmic paradigms. First, I would tell you the definition and show you what it means. We would then see a real life example to solve problems using this paradigm. Going forward, I would show you how you can use divide and conquer to solve problems in computer science followed by a demonstration. Let's get started. There can be several different ways to approach a problem. Divide and conquer is one of them. Divide and conquer means that you take up a complex problem, split up into smaller, easier pieces, solve them individually, and then combine the results to solve your actual original problem. The best way to understand it would be via an example. What comes to your mind when you think about conquer? Do you think territories? Do you think kings? Let us take up a similar example. Suppose you are a king and you want to take up this territory as your own. Now, your army is awaiting orders. What do you do? Do you just say to attack the entire territory at once? Would that be an feasible approach? Or would you try to identify the weaker territories and then start occupying them one by one? So let's say you identify those territories, something like these. You occupy these and then you move further ahead. Going ahead, you occupy this territory, and this territory. And at the last, you are remaining with these territories. So what did you just do? You took up your actual problem to occupy the entire land. You split up into small pieces, easier problems. That means you're dividing. You are capturing these territories one by one, that is equivalent to solving small problems, and then you are conquering the territory as a whole. So this summarizes your divide and conquer method of solving a problem. If this example looks a little hypothetical to you, let me take up another real life example. You may not realize, but you use the divide and conquer method of solving problems more often than you even know. I have with me here one of my favorite books on solving algorithms. This is like the Bible of algorithms, but more on that later. What I want to focus here is that I have no idea on the number of pages this book has. But still, let's say I want to go to any page number like 423. But I do know the fact that the page numbers in this book are serialized, that they go from 1 up till the end. So if you have to look for page number 423, would you do? You would just randomly open the book at any location. Let's say I choose this. So I got at page number 678. I'm looking for the page number 423. This means that I won't find my result page in this part of the book, and hence I'm only limiting my search now to this part. Going further, I would pick up any page number from this part, and let's say I pick up this. I land at 296. Now again, I eliminated this half of the book. What I'm left with is only this part. Going forward, I can again randomly pick any page, and I get at 488. So my search space has reduced only to this section. Going forward like this, you can eventually know that I would ultimately land on my page. Think about it. If I had gone with the brute force method, like navigating the book from page number 1 all the way up to end, I would have been doing so many iterations and I don't know when I would reach page number 423. So what did I just do? I divided my problem into smaller subsections where each of the small subsection was a part of the book that I eliminated. I went on with this process and further reduced my search space. Eventually, I would land upon the answer. So now you know how the divide and conquer algorithmic paradigm works in real life. Let us take up one more example to see how you can use it in computer science. Merge sort is a type of a sorting method that takes advantage of the divide and conquer algorithmic paradigm. You are given an array of unsorted integers and you need to ultimately sort these integers. So let us try to take a divide and conquer strategy to solve this problem. We know that we need to split up the problem into several pieces. What is the best way you can think when you think about splitting any array? You would split it into half, and this would result into two subproblems. Now these problems can be bisected further We again split them up into two. We are now left with one more level of split, and let me just quickly do that. What we just did is we completed the first part of our problem, that is, dividing it up into various subproblems. We still need to conquer it. Given an array, you cannot sort it up immediately. But given two individual elements, you know which one is greater and which one is smaller. So let us just try to take advantage of this fact and try to conquer this problem, and maybe we can come up with the answer somehow. What we try to do is we start solving each of these individual problems, and in a way we are trying to conquer our original problem. So what this would look like? We are using the technique to merge two sorted arrays to conquer this problem. So what we have done is we have started conquering the problem. Note that each of these small problems are solved in itself. All of them are already sorted. So we will just go on doing it, and let's see what happens further. We are again using the technique to merge two sorted arrays to solve these smaller subproblems. Check the video description if you want to know how to merge two sorted arrays. You see that as we are approaching the end, these subproblems are also sorted in itself. Let us just try to perform this merge one more time, and we should be arriving at our answer. So as you can see, in the end, we have arrived at our answer, and this array is sorted. What we did in this entire step was we did a conquer step. And this is how a divide and conquer algorithmic paradigm can help you solve some of the complex problems. I hope this video gave some insights about the divide and conquer approach to solve problems. You can find a text-based explanation to this using the link provided in the description below. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and thank you.